All right, how's everyone doing? I am Rich CELENZA. Thanks for checking out my channel. So what I want to get into today is regarding how simple exercising really is. I think the one thing that I get hit up with the most is people kind of being fascinated regarding certain things I do or others when it comes to working out, especially at my age. And I'm honestly here to tell you that working out is not that hard. Now, even if you go to the basics, let's say for instance, you've never worked out in your life, or you've only taken like a PE class, let's say throughout middle school or high school or whatever, you most likely know about push-ups, burpees, jumping jacks, sit-ups, those type of things. And even if you couldn't do them well, you knew how to do them, most likely. And I also go back to the military, for instance. A lot of guys that go through boot camp at first do very simple exercises. It's usually not as complicated as you think when doing them. Once you kind of get the momentum going and the rhythm, you can do them. Now, I'm not saying you're gonna excel in them, okay? Because a lot of people, I think, do things or have done things in their past that they didn't excel in, and then they say, well, I'm horrible at this, and that's why I can't do it. But the reality is there's so many different types of things you can do that I'm sure you can excel in, you just may have not done it. But when it comes to exercising, I'm telling you right now, it's so much easier than you think. The number one thing I think you have to realize is finding stuff that you love to do. Again, I discussed this many times, and I'm sorry if you've heard this before. You may want to try yoga. I don't care if you want to try cycling. You can try Pilates. Whatever the case may be, eventually you're going to find something you can excel in. But what I think intimidates most people is a lot of things that they're seeing on social media, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, whatever the case may be. They're seeing people doing a lot of extreme type of things, right? The one thing you gotta realize regarding that is they've been doing that for many, many years, maybe even decades. So let's throw that aside. But what you gotta learn is if you are afraid to work out or afraid to exercise, and I know a lot of people don't want to admit this, but they are. Because I think a lot of times they see themselves as embarrassing themselves more than anything. They also don't like the way they look when exercising. Again, they're embarrassed. Another thing is, I think they're afraid they're not gonna get the results they desire, which is understandable, okay? I get all those type of things, and there's many, many more reasons why a lot of people don't exercise. I'm not gonna list them all. But I'm here to tell you, if you are interested in working out, don't think it's that hard. Even a lot of equipment in gyms, for instance, it's very structured. They even have some manual on the side showing you kind of what to do, how to do it. If you go to, for instance, online, and you just start with the beginners, stop like kind of focusing in on the extremist. If you go to just basic exercises on YouTube, and you could even get this on your cable, just starting from ground zero. And I've seen this even with people with yoga because I was really flexible throughout my life. So I originally went to, say, a yoga class, right? I was already, because I worked out my whole life, I was already far past that. So then, you know, the next level, let's take for instance, I remember thinking, no way, if I go to the next level, that's extreme. I'm not gonna know what the hell to do. I went there, I was okay. Then I'm looking at the next level and I'm like, holy shit, that stuff is legit complicated. Now, could I do that? No. But the reality was, I at least started somewhere and I knew that there was a direction I was heading. And even though I couldn't exceed to maybe a certain level, I knew I can exceed in something regarding fitness or doing something regarding that exercise or that type of program. And that's what I want to tell you. You can excel in things. The thing I learned too in life, a lot of times, some of the smartest people I know had the hardest time learning how to excel in fitness. A lot of people I've trained or have worked out with, my buddies, a lot of them, lawyers, accountants, doctors, a lot of them made it very complicated. And I used to goof around and say, working out's a dumb man's game. And that's kind of a joke. But when I would work out, I looked at it as cut and dry. Even if it's curling, benching, squatting, if you look at a lot of these type of exercises, deadlifting, they're just simple movements. And you can do them. You may not be able to do, say, you know, as well as other guys that are, say, doing CrossFit or powerlifting or bodybuilding, but forget about that nonsense. Start somewhere. You know, look behind me, you got cycling here, for instance. Most likely you know how to ride a bike. Taking a cycling class is not going to be that complicated. Now, don't get me wrong, you have to have energy to work out. But again, when you think about cycling class, I think people think, oh my God, those are those guys that, you know, they go up, down, do all these things, they excel, they're sweating to death. Listen. Go at your own pace. That goes for any type of class you want to take in any type of different gym. I don't care if it's LA Fitness, 24 Hour Fitness, Lifetime Fitness. You You get caught up with seeing what everybody else is doing. Don't worry about that. Go at your own pace, but at least start somewhere. I just want to do a video on this. If you have any questions, hit me up. But I could assure you there's so many things out there you could do. If you've surfed before, I don't care if you water skied, I don't care if you snow ski, I don't care if you wakeboard, I don't care if you snowboard. There's hundreds of things out there that you have probably done, but then maybe when it comes to joining a gym or going to do something fitness related, you kind of get scared. If you can do those things, you can work out. And again, don't kill yourself. I tell people all the time, go at your own pace. At the beginning, you don't have to go 4 or 6 times a week. You could go 2 to 3. Who cares? Even if you go 2 times a week to work out, God bless. You do it at home, you do it in a gym. Just do it and start somewhere. It's not hard. So I'm going to wrap it up there. If you get a chance, I revamped my podcast, The Rich CELENZA Show. It's called Mastering Self-Confidence. So I definitely want to help you build some confidence if you're afraid to go work out, regardless what age you are. And I know a lot of times, especially if you're over 50, 60 years old, people are like, nope. And I'm like, yeah, get your ass in there. I got my dad in there not too long ago in Chicago and my mother. And I was shocked at how strong they really still are. So, I'm not just saying this. If my parents could do it, you could do it as well. And maybe your parents as well. I'm also on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. If you get a chance, subscribe, and I'm going to wrap it up there. And stay healthy.